This is Dr.RED Panda.
You've seen the glitter, the fans, the flawless performances. But behind Korea's K-pop dream lies a system some call a modern-day prison. 14-year-olds training 16 hours a day, eating less than 300 calories. And still, most will never debut. Hi, I'm Dr. Red Panda. Today, I'll take you inside the dark side of Korea's idol training system. The glitter and the shadows. For millions around the globe, K-pop idols are the very image of perfection, immaculate makeup, designer outfits, and the ability to sing, rap, and dance without missing a beat. Their lives seem like a constant parade of stadium concerts, endorsement deals, and luxury lifestyles. It's no wonder that thousands of teenagers in South Korea, and increasingly from other countries, dream of becoming the next BTS, Blackpink, or Twice. The K-pop industry sells more than music. It sells an image, a carefully manufactured fantasy of youth, beauty, and endless success. And behind that image is the idol training system, a pipeline designed to find, polish, and launch the next big star. Entertainment companies scout potential trainees from schools, dance academies, and even on the street. Others audition through open calls, sometimes competing against tens of thousands of hopefuls for just a few spots. Getting accepted as a trainee is often seen as winning the lottery. Parents brag, friends envy, and local media might even cover the story. But what's rarely talked about, and what I'm here to show you, is what happens after the acceptance letter arrives. Because this golden ticket is not the start of a glamorous career. It's the beginning of one of the most grueling and uncertain journeys in the entertainment world. Behind the bright lights are practice rooms where mirrors reflect exhaustion more often than confidence. There are strict diets, endless rehearsals, and constant evaluations. Every mistake is noted, every flaw scrutinized. For many, the dream becomes a cage long before they ever set foot on stage. And here's the harsh truth. In the idol training system, most will never debut no matter how hard they work. But why? And what does it actually take to survive this system? Day 1, welcome to the machine. The first day as a K-pop trainee doesn't start with applause. It starts with a contract. After the excitement of being accepted, you're ushered into a small office at the entertainment company's headquarters. There's a long legal document on the table, often 20 or 30 pages thick, written in dense Korean legalese. For most trainees, especially those from abroad, it's nearly impossible to understand every clause. But one thing is clear, you're signing away years of your life. Contracts can last anywhere from 5 to 10 years, and if you leave early, you might owe the company every cent they've spent training you. Once the ink dries, the glamour fades quickly. You're handed a strict daily schedule. Wake up before sunrise, arrive at the company's practice rooms by 6 a.m., and expect to stay until well past midnight. Sleep becomes a luxury, not a right. Your first stop, the evaluation room. Trainers, often former idols themselves, assess your singing, dancing, and even your looks. They note your weight, your skin condition, your posture. Some companies have in-house dietitians who hand you a daily calorie limit, sometimes as low as 300 to 500 calories. One trainee described eating only a single sweet potato and a boiled egg for the entire day. From there, you're sent to vocal training. Scales, breathing exercises, pitch correction, repeated until your voice feels raw. Then comes dance practice, which can stretch for 8 hours straight. You rehearse the same steps again and again until every movement is perfectly in sync with the beat and with the rest of your group. But the training isn't just physical. There's language class for foreign trainees, media training to teach you how to smile and speak in interviews, and even lessons on how to bow at exactly the right angle. Every aspect of your public persona is crafted here, not by you but by the company. Breaks are rare. Phones are sometimes confiscated to reduce distractions. Friendships can be difficult because your fellow trainees are also your competitors. Every month, you face a performance evaluation. The lowest-ranked trainees risk being cut from the program entirely, sometimes with less than a day's notice. For some, the first day is exhilarating. For others, it's the moment they realize that the path to stardom is not a stage lit with spotlights, but a narrow tunnel lined with rules, exhaustion, and constant pressure. And yet, many keep going. Why? Because for a lucky few, surviving this machine means stepping onto a stage seen by millions, and maybe, just maybe, becoming the next global sensation. The emotional price of perfection. If the physical demands of the idol training system are brutal, the psychological cost is even more devastating. Because here's the truth, you're not just training your body. You're training yourself to survive in an environment where failure is always one mistake away. From day one, you are constantly evaluated. Not just by trainers, but by other trainees, company executives, and sometimes even anonymous fan focus groups invited to give feedback. Your appearance, your talent, your personality, nothing is off limits. One month, you might be praised as a future star. The next, you could be told you're falling behind or not marketable enough. For teenagers still forming their identities, this constant scrutiny can chip away at self-esteem. Many trainees develop eating disorders as they try to meet impossible beauty standards. Some starve themselves. Others work out obsessively to burn every calorie they consume. In an industry where a single kilogram of weight gain can lead to punishment or even dismissal, food becomes a source of anxiety rather than comfort. Then there's the loneliness. Most trainees live away from their families, sometimes in company dorms with strict rules about visitors, dating, and even phone use. Friendships with other trainees are complicated. Yes, you share the same dream, but you also compete for the same few debut spots. One person's success often means another's elimination. It's hard to trust when you know your roommate could become your replacement. The mental pressure can also be amplified by the idol persona that companies force trainees to adopt. You might be naturally shy, but the company could insist you act bubbly and outgoing. You might have personal opinions about social issues, but you're told to stay silent to avoid damaging the brand. The longer you train, the more the lines blur between the real you and the you the company is creating. Some trainees manage to cope by finding small pockets of joy, sneaking in snacks, practicing their favorite songs after hours, or sharing inside jokes with dorm mates. But for others, the pressure becomes unbearable. There have been multiple cases of young trainees quitting due to depression, and, tragically, some have taken their own lives. In 2019, the suicide of beloved idol Sully shocked the world, shining a spotlight on the toxic mix of online harassment, public scrutiny, and industry pressure. Mental health resources are often inadequate. Therapy is sometimes seen as a sign of weakness, and companies may be reluctant to provide support, fearing it could harm your image. Instead, trainees are told to work harder or toughen up, as if mental health struggles are just laziness in disguise. And yet, many endure, because for all its cruelty, the system also holds the promise of transformation. From an ordinary teenager to someone who can command arenas, move millions of fans to tears, and live a life that others can only dream of. But this promise is a gamble. For every idol who makes it to the top, hundreds disappear quietly, their years of sacrifice reduced to a few forgotten photos on old fan blogs. After the debut, fame, and the golden cage. For most trainees, debuting as an idol is the ultimate goal, the finish line after years of sacrifice. But in reality, it's not the end of the race. It's the start of a marathon you can't quit. The moment you debut, your life becomes public property. Every word you say, every outfit you wear, every gesture you make, all are dissected by fans, critics, and tabloids. Your schedule explodes overnight. Early morning radio interviews are followed by TV variety shows, live performances, fan meetings, and endless rehearsals for the next single. Days blur into nights. Sleep becomes an optional luxury. And the pressure to perform doesn't ease, it intensifies. As a trainee, you were competing to debut. As an idol, you're competing to stay relevant in an industry where a new group can rise to stardom in months. One flop, one scandal, even a rumor can end a career instantly. The company controls almost every aspect of your life. You might still be forbidden from dating to preserve your available image for fans. Your public personality is micromanaged. One unguarded comment on a live stream can spark a PR crisis. Social media, once a way to connect, becomes a minefield. Fans can be supportive, but antis, dedicated haters, watch your every move waiting to attack. Financially, the golden glow is deceptive. Most new idols don't earn much at first. Album sales, concert tickets, and merchandise profits are heavily split with the company, and trainees must repay their training debt, the cost of years of vocal lessons, dance coaching, housing, and styling. For some, it can take years just to break even. Even success comes with chains. You might dream of experimenting with your music or image, but the company may refuse, fearing it could alienate fans. You may be booked solid for months, but the constant work means little time to rest, see family, or simply live like a normal human being. Some idols adapt, finding joy in their craft and strength in their fan base. Others quietly fade away, unable to withstand the scrutiny and exhaustion. Because in K-pop, debut isn't a happily ever after. It's just another role you play, one that can be as confining as the trainee system you fought so hard to escape. The future of K-pop. Can the system change? The K-pop industry is a global phenomenon now, with millions of fans across continents and billions of views on streaming platforms. But beneath the flawless music videos and stadium tours, the same questions linger. Can this system, built on perfection, discipline, and relentless competition, truly change? Some signs are hopeful. A few entertainment companies have begun offering mental health counseling for idols, hiring nutritionists to create healthier meal plans, and relaxing dating bans. There's also growing awareness among fans. Conversations about burnout, exploitation, and cyberbullying are becoming more common on social media. When idols speak out about their struggles, they are increasingly met with compassion instead of condemnation. Yet, the system itself remains largely intact. Training contracts can still lock teenagers into 7 or even 10 years of commitment. Penalties for breaking a contract are often financially crippling. And the cultural pressure to maintain a perfect image, skinny, smiling, scandal-free, continues to fuel the very problems the industry claims to address. Technology has made things both better and worse. Social media allows idols to connect directly with fans, bypassing some of the company control. But it also exposes them to instant backlash, malicious rumors, and relentless scrutiny from people who see them as products rather than human beings. The global expansion of K-pop means more opportunities, but also more pressure to meet the expectations of audiences who may not understand the toll this life takes. The real question isn't just whether companies will change, it's whether fans will demand it. Because in the end, the industry responds to the market. If fans value authenticity over perfection, if they support idols during their struggles instead of turning away, if they push back against toxic fan culture, the system will have to evolve. I'm not saying it's simple. K-pop as it exists is a machine, efficient, dazzling, and profitable. But every machine can be redesigned. And if the next generation of idols is to thrive, not just survive, that redesign is essential. Hi, I'm DR.RED Panda. I've spent this video walking you through the glitter and the shadows of the idol training system. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think K-pop can truly change? Should the system protect its idols more, even if it means sacrificing some of the perfection fans expect? Or is the price of fame simply part of the deal? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective matters because the more we talk about this, the harder it becomes for the industry to ignore. And who knows? Maybe someday the story we tell about K-pop will be one where dreams don't come at the cost of a person's well-being. And that's a wrap for this episode of the video. I'm DR.RED Panda. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Until next time, take care.